Merry December 20th, everybody. My name is Pillsbury, and welcome back to the HCast. Uh, I say Merry. It's the 20.
I was gonna say this goes up on the 24th. It is not.
It goes up on the 24th, and it is the 21st. So
You were wrong.
I'm wrong both. I'm wrong both
Should we
ways.
scrap this? Are we just restarting at this point?
No. Just keep it. All right.
Rookie move.
Welcome back to the HCast. Classic Pillsbury fuck up. Welcome back to the HCast, everybody.
Wouldn't be an HCast video.
It wouldn't be an HCast video without a classic Pillsbury fuck up here, so it's fine. I am over here with, of course, my co-hosts, M. Lord Plays and Jacob Gold.
How you doing?
Welcome back. We got a great, an amazing, a merry episode, if you will. As you can see, we're all wearing hats. I'm the only one with a like hat that makes cohesive sense for this occasion, but you know.
I resent that. This is a
so
Christmas
rude.
chicken.
There's red on my hat, which is basically Christmas red.
Of course.
Red.
It is too.
Red for Christmas, white for snow, and yellow for the people who pee in the snow.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I guess so
Yeah,
then.
wow.
So we gotta find just a great episode for you, and we'll get into a little Christmas segment later. But for starters, we got a couple of other topics we can talk about here. So why don't we start things off how in the best way to start things off and talk about last week's Don to Don episode, because it's going up on a Tuesday, but it was last week's basically.
It was the season finale.
It was the season.
Yeah,
finale.
so I mean, there isn't another one, so it is the most recent one.
Yes, indeed it is. I liked it. I thought it was good. It kind of
It's all right.
it was interesting because, and Matt told me this, because they planned to make season 1 a full 24 episodes, but then they decided to split them up, and so now we have to wait 6 months for the next Don to Don season. How many months?
How many months?
How many months? But
Too many, I'd say, frankly.
But yeah, so it kind of ended like there was going to be another episode after it, but
I can't believe they found the JJK room.
They did.
yeah.
It's crazy. The tie-in.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good episode. It was a weird season finale.
Exactly.
Yep. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it was just like if this was just episode 12 with 13 on the way, like I would have been like, yeah, this is good.
Yeah, it's a good episode.
Mhm.
The fact
Like
that
it comes back in July, which isn't crazy. I can.
How many lies?
how many jewels?
6. But
Actually, it's
so I
7
thought-
months, but I thought it was. I
Yeah,
thought
it
came
is.
back
It is 7.
I thought it came back in
But
June.
it was the bit, so we had to say 6.
Exactly.
I mean, if it's in July, wouldn't it just like kind of round? It's like close enough.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. If it's like the first week of July, then it's basically June. So it's basically 6 months.
We don't know. It could be July 31st for all we know.
Yeah, but it could also not be.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, great HCast episode, guys. I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah. Thanks. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next one.
Oh, we got play.
See you in 6 months when Don to Don comes back. That's all we talk about in the
We only
HCast.
work when Don to Don happens.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, there's no shows. There's no weekly shows to talk about anymore. At least not ones that we watch.
No.
No.
Oh, well, Solo Leveling comes back in like a week or
Soul-
2 weeks.
I've
not
already
one.
seen the first 2 episodes of Solo Leveling.
Exactly. So
Solo Leveling comes back in a week. I have seen Solo Leveling. He is not.
I'm watching Naruto.
Jacob
So.
has too.
Oh shit, we can talk about
Yeah,
that.
we can talk about Ruto.
Yeah, we can talk about Ruto.
We'll now we have a bunch of things to talk about, so we'll have to kind of hurry these things up a little bit.
I don't
But
think I don't think the segment's gonna take as long as you think.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
me neither. It'll probably take like 15, 20 minutes. Maybe
So
20.
we could.
How many minutes?
How many
Oh
minutes?
my god. What was I gonna say? I can't remember. I totally answered this. I don't know if Jacob knows, but on the old Twitter, I guess they announced Spy Family season 3 is coming in October,
Yeah.
which is like kind of a long time. I thought it was gonna come out. Andrew and I would talk about it. We thought it was gonna come out in like December of this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I understand they needed like time to do Code White, but like, if Code White didn't happen, I'm like positive that it should have come back October, November, December this year. But we gotta wait a long time, and that's kind of annoying. But I guess it will be
Next
seniors
year-
at that point. I mean, Matt.
Next year's gonna be packed because it's gonna be I guess ReZero, but who cares?
Fuck you.
I mean, I don't
Then,
care.
I mean,
Bitch.
just in April alone, you got Peace, Fire Force, and
Fire
Windbreaker.
Force, Windbreaker.
Then Dandadan in July.
Will I continue watching Windbreaker? Only time will tell.
I'll watch it.
I will. I love Windbreaker.
If it's weekly, I don't see a reason not to, except for ReZero, because fuck ReZero.
Fuck you.
Still not caught up, and I don't know if I'll be caught up by the time it comes back in, what is it, March?
February.
February? Yeah. I
Was
couldn't
it
tell you.
really coming back that quick? I thought I was going to have to wait like 6 years for it to come out again.
How many years?
How many years? So it's a massive amount of time. It's a massive amount of time.
You know what else?
You know what else is massive?
The chicken on Jacob's head.
The chicken on Jacob's head.
And that's it.
Yeah. So
yeah, I'm just waiting for peace. Because
like
the chapters aren't consistent. It's like every well, recently it's just been every 2 weeks or something, or whenever Otis feeling like it.
Which I can't really blame him for it. He's diabetic.
It's diabetic. It's diabetic. He's been working on the live action.
And he's married.
And he's married, and it's the holidays. I think we're recording this on a Saturday. I think tomorrow's the last chapter of the year. And I think he's taking, I don't know when he's coming back. Maybe probably the second week of January.
How many more weeks of December even are? I mean, there's I guess there's
1.5.
One more Sunday. I guess it's really, I'm not really that surprised by it, I guess.
Yeah. Kind of flew by,
no,
honestly.
It's been pretty good. Elbath has been good so far, in my opinion. So,
yeah.
If he's cooking something, I hear this week is I don't know if Jacob's seen the leaks.
I don't see leaks for anything.
There's a certain fellow who shows up at the end.
Not Rob Lucci again.
Yeah, he's back.
Can he stop showing? Is it Fox? Oh my god, no.
No, it's a character that I don't even think exists. Because he's just a theory character, but I think it kind of confirms the theories.
After 800 years,
he's back.
Joy Boy has returned.
And I've been watching
Fishman. No one has questioned that I'm just wearing gloves now.
No, it's part of the look.
It's part of the look. Yeah, chicken and gloves. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess
Matt, do you want to talk about Ruto or Persona before I get into peace?
I'll talk about both.
Actually, you know something else we need to talk about. We need to talk about the thing that happened. I think yesterday, the all the announcement stuff.
Oh, nothing.
Nothing happened. Nothing at all.
Nothing really.
I mean, I didn't hear anything about it, so it's actually more so is there anything I really need to know about?
What was the other
thing? They posted a picture for Culling Games, a poster, and that's it. And they confirmed 25, but I assumed it was 25 anyway.
If it wasn't 25, I wonder what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it is. Yeah, it is.
What was the other thing that you told me about besides Spy Family? Because you told me something else. You sent me this picture of
Dandadan and which Dandadan they showed a trailer for season 2.
Wow, they're really cooking on it. I'm used to shows taking years to come back, with ReZero and everything. ReZero took a while to come back.
Well, what happened with Dandadan is Andrew kind of explained it, but what happened was they were greenlit for 24 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they split it so they could either do one 24 episode season or, if they wanted to, 2 12 episode seasons, which is what they're doing. So they probably worked on it all at once.
Mm-hmm. Oh, probably.
So then,
actually, I have something to talk about after we finish with this real quick, if you don't mind, if I insert it.
Sure.
Yeah, it's fine.
You do stuff.
Oh yeah, okay.
And I think Demon Slayer was yesterday too, but I didn't see anything about Demon Slayer. Today is My Hero, Kaiju, Peace, and
isn't it the One Piece? It's
the
remake,
the regular one, which that's gonna be tonight. That's the only one I'm looking forward to because I'm pretty sure they're announcing Frankie's new voice actor, and I'm pretty sure
the voice actor, honestly, but
I like the dub one. The thing with the sub one though is I don't know if I've told you this, is that Frankie's based off him.
It was that he had an original idea for the character, and then after he voiced Bon Clay, Oda was like, I really like you.
I like him, yeah.
So I'm gonna make a character that I think would be him.
Yeah. So that's, and I think they're announcing the time slot that it's coming out, and like the date and time when it comes back in April.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully in the Haikyuu announcement they announce the next movie. Kaiju, maybe they might drop a date for Kaiju.
How long has Kaiju been gone?
It finished up in May. I didn't watch it live. I watched when I binged it, but when I watched it, the last episode still hadn't been dubbed yet.
What is the thing that's going on called? Like
Jump Fest.
Jump Fest, yeah.
My Hero, My Hero actually probably started like 20. The My Hero panel I think started like 20 minutes ago. Because it's all like Japan time, so it's like 10:30 in the morning in Japan, which is right
8
now.
p.m. now.
Yeah, so My Hero is now.
Oh, that's the poster for
Calling Games.
all that stuff. Yeah.
They're putting Hidden Inventory as like a movie that comes out like it comes out like the 26th of May. But it's Japan exclusive. Not that we would see it. We've all seen it before.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we could if we wanted to, but I've already seen one recap movie before, and they're really not that fun to go see.
Yeah. Yeah. Jacob, you said you got something to scrunk?
Yeah. There's I don't know if you've heard about this, but there's a new manga that's coming out in March. It's called Monsters We Make.
By Corey.
Yeah, by Corey Kenshin. Technically not a manga, I guess, because it's written by an American. So if you want to call it a comic-inspired or a manga-inspired comic, that's fine. You can say that. But the thing is that like, I've heard like a little bit about it, and the style is like Kaiju number 8-esque. Like it is like the look of Kaiju number 8, and it's like about this kid who joins a school. It turns out not to be exactly what they thought it was. It's like this prestigious school. And then it turned out to be what they think it is, and that sounds pretty cool, honestly. I don't know if I'll read it, but he said that hopefully it might get picked up by like a studio if they sell enough of it. So I think that's pretty cool.
That's good. Yeah.
I do want to read some stuff. Like watching stuff is good, obviously, but like reading, I guess, I mean, it helps. Just like something to do.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about maybe reading Kagurabachi. I don't know if you guys have heard about that.
I have.
Apparently it's really popular. It recently got picked up by. There was like a bidding war between all the big studios to get it. And I don't remember who got it. I think it may have been Wit. So the AOT fellas.
That's good.
And Spy Family.
And the One Piece.
And the One Piece. I think that everyone was like, just don't let it be Mappa.
Because they're gonna take years.
Yeah, because then JJK's never coming out. Or this. Or Chainsaw Man. Just nothing's happening there.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. So I might read that. It's got like 60 chapters. So it would be...
Sounds like a scrunk, I would say.
Short read.
And like, I don't have to rush through it. Like, I rushed through One Piece. I read like however much of One Piece like really fast, just because I wanted to see what happened. Like this. If I get hooked, I'll read it fast, but like, I don't have to like... to do anything,
Well, yeah, I've always wanted to go back and read some of the stuff that got canceled for anime and stuff. Well, Dareman on the Sky, really want to read that, but apparently it's got a terrible ending, so that's fun. And we gotta
read Black Summoner.
Of course, Black Summoner was the other one I was going to say. I was going to read I said All Dareman on the Sky and Black Summoner were the two. Oh, right. Apparently, Skeleton Knight in Another World's getting a season 2.
Hell yeah.
Sure, I guess so. Season 1 was like
so bad.
Fine, except for all the pedophiles, but it's like fine. Count the pedophiles.
I found a really.
I already did it. I already did a segment of Count the Pedophiles with Pillsbury 68 on Skeleton Knight in Another World. So
we need to put this picture on the cast. It's important for like the Jump Fest stuff.
Sure.
Editor, put that on screen.
Fuck, I'm not doing that.
Editor.
No.
I swear to God.
No.
I'll put your IP address up in the next episode.
You don't know my IP address.
Jacob could figure it out.
Put his regular address.
Jacob could figure it out.
Put your regular address.
Shit.
I was gonna say we should have his we're gonna have his brother on, and we're just gonna give his full legal name, his address, all of it, and then say also knows Poochie 967.
Yeah, also knows Poochie 967 is the last thing we say.
Of course.
Did you throw it in the cage? Like I can't switch because of the thing.
I mean,
Actually,
you can.
I can. Actually, I totally can. And then I don't have
You
to
want
put it on
people to see
screen.
it?
And
You
then I
want
don't
people
have
to see it?
What the fuck is that? What the fuck is
Oh, you
that?
didn't even see it. I was gonna say you didn't even know what it was.
Well, that's
Alright,
now
okay.
on the HCast, so you know.
I mean, they're real for that one, actually.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Yeah, right.
Well, I'll scrunk up two things. I'll talk about some Ruto and some Sona.
Go ahead.
But we'll start off with the Ruto.
Yeah, that's fine.
It was pretty solid. I think I watched like 5 or 6 episodes just last night. I was gonna watch more today, but Eddie Burback posted a video where he went to Italy and tried Italian food compared to Olive Garden, and I'm a fan of Eddie Burback and Italians, so I had to watch it.
Damn straight, man.
But no, it's solid. They just finished the first like 3 episodes I watched because it was a bunch of fighting because they had to get the scroll and they had to finish the trial. Now they're in the tower, but then it's just like yap.
Yeah.
But it's good. It was weird because when I went back, because it's probably been I'd say 3 weeks since I'd last watched.
How many weeks?
How many weeks? Half a 6. But I started watching back and I was like, I felt like I just kind of I didn't really go out of it, I was right back where I left. I mean, makes obviously
Yeah.
I was, but
Don't worry, they will recap you on everything that's
that's what I
happened.
was hoping for, that there was going to be a shit ton of recaps so I could figure out what happened. I remembered enough.
Nothing happened.
But
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
No, it was good stuff. And so Jacob says there's a lot of cool fights coming up, so I'm excited for that.
That's good.
Yeah.
And on some my computer just shit itself. On some Sona.
Shit.
Which I'll have more to talk about because I'm in it now, heavy story stuff. It got to the point where the game had to tell me the story's locking in, you gotta save right now or else you're fucked. I was like, okay. It's pretty peak, I'm not gonna lie. From what I hear, we've talked about it a bit, that the show sucks. And that's a real shame because I would really like to see this animated well. Because it would look really
Time
good.
to announce the HCast's first anime.
Yeah.
We're animating Persona 5.
Reanimating
I'm
Persona.
playing all of the women.
Yeah, and I play only the cat.
All right, Andrew, you get everybody else.
Guess so. I guess I'm playing everybody except the women and Morgana.
But it was great. I've done 2 palaces, actually 3, but the last one I haven't finished since we last recorded. And it was the casino and the cruise ship, which are far and away the 2 best ones in the game. It's ridiculous.
Okay, that reminded me of something. If I may insert myself
That
into you
also
real quick.
reminded me of something, but I'll wait until you're done.
I watched the ReZero episode in dub, and I've never heard them say Crucia's name in the dub before. They say Crucia.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I thought it was Crochet at first.
Yeah, I've only watched it in sub whenever Crush was a character, so it's always been Crush to me. I was like, Crucia. What's wrong with you?
Well, that's why I thought it was spelled differently because I thought it was spelled how it is and then with an et like fillet. I thought it was Crochet with an et at the end. And then it was whatever last name was, Capulet or whatever the fuck.
I thought it was crochet, but the same, but just spelled or pronounced differently.
I thought it was Zimbabwe with a C.
I mean, that's a common misconception.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, they were 2 peak things. I mean, the casino I liked. It's kind of annoying though. There's a lot of backtracking in the casino. Which was a little detriment, but then a certain fella did some stuff at the end of it, which was pretty hype. And then
I don't know if I'm thinking of the fella that I'm thinking of, then you're thinking.
It's a catchy.
Okay, yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about then.
And then he does stuff in the cruise ship too, and they dropped a crazy bombshell, and I was like, holy shit. And then everything came full circle, they tied everything together, but the whole time, this one fella was behind everything.
I know, it was crazy fumble, honestly.
pancakes, right? Just like crazy. I can't believe he did it.
Good times.
But it's just I was telling them I think Akechi's like a top 5 fictional character, like written fictional character. I don't really like him as a person, but
Well,
his whole shtick is just like
I'll tell you,
great.
based on what I remember, I think that if you like Akechi for the way he's written, you're gonna like Itachi for like in Naruto for the way he's written, because they're like the exact like opposite. Like it's like he starts there and ends there, and Itachi starts at the opposite end and ends.
so it's kind of similar to what's her face, Bitch from Rising of the Shield era. She is. I hate her. She's my least favorite anime character ever. I hate her so much.
Yeah.
However, she is incredibly well written and incredibly voice acted to make me hate her. So it's perfect. Like I was to the point where I every moment she was even mentioned on screen, I was like, oh fuck, Jesus Christ, why is she being brought up? Um, I hated her with and so I hold up the middle finger to my TV sometimes whenever I hate a character, but
Of
the
course.
double middle finger where I do it with both my hands is specifically saved for like the real bad people, like mass murderers, um,
The implied
All of
rapists.
Doflamingo's crimes, and of course people like people sexually assaulted other people. Bitch was the first person who didn't qualify for any of those things and got the double middle finger every single time she was on screen because I hated her so much. She's terrible. Which was funny, but
Would she
she's
like kill your whole family?
yes, I
Would you
would.
believe me? Would you believe me if she said if I said she did?
I would. Yeah, I hate her so much. She's awful. But she's very well written and very well voice acted because she's supposed to be. She's meant to be hated, which
Yeah.
makes sense.
I mean, I can't speak for bitch, but the thing I like about because I mean the big thing with Persona 5, at least I haven't played the others, and it's more of a theme in the back half. Like it's in it the whole time, but it's a lot more prevalent later on. Is like the moral complexity of all the situations that they're put in, like without spoiling things for Andrew, because Jacob like probably kind of remembers. Um, but like the situation that Akechi's in is like he's the things he did were bad, but he is like, but he I don't want to say justified. Like he did bad things, but like it's not like it came out of nowhere.
I
Like
mean,
all this stuff happened to him.
mm-hmm.
The guy who the guy above him is like I don't know if Jacob knows the guy above him.
I don't remember his name.
Dan Bradall Sue.
Oh, okay, then yeah. I still don't know his name, but I mean, I know who you're talking about now.
I'm not gonna say his name because then Andrew would know. Or like once he gets the game, he'd know.
I know everything about the game. You spoiled everything.
Yeah,
I'm actually
but
putting
it's
the pieces together in my head as I'm listening. So
you haven't even met this guy. You don't know this guy's name now.
I don't care. I don't care.
But like the scene specifically, while they're in like this, they're in the ship, and they're in like a boiler room or whatever, and just like the whole time they're trying to talk him off the ledge. Akechi, he's just like, I'm like he gives out his whole backstory, and he's I think someone says that, and later on they say Akechi is just Joker if he didn't find friends or something like that. And
and that's what I'm, because I don't remember that much about Akechi, but based on like, I know that I didn't like him at first. That was kind of like not great. All like this stuff happened, and I'm like, oh,
yeah.
And I'll just relate it to characters that I know. It's like the exact same, like exactly what you're saying is just basically Itachi's whole deal of the idea of like, he did really, really horrible things, and he's just a bad person for the entire show, and you're just like, man, get a load of this guy. And then you find out everything, like the truth, and you're like, and then the worst part is the reason he like did it for a reason, and he's like, "Don't worry, it'll totally work out. Everything will be fine."
Yeah.
And then it all goes to hell.
Nothing.
Nothing works the way he
Nothing
was hoping it would.
Wow.
The weird thing is, like, I don't know about Itachi. Itachi didn't do anything for, like, a specific reason. Like, it's not like, oh, this specific thing happened. It was, like, the fact that he was born is why he did it. He was like, fuck this guy. I'm gonna do all this.
Mm-hmm. It was more so like a big guy was like, you got to do these things, or I'm gonna do bad things that you won't like. And he's like, guess I gotta.
Yes, I gotta do the bad things.
I mean, he's a cool fella. He's all right in my book these days.
Yeah, you'll like. I know you'll like Itachi now, and I think you'll really like Gaara as well.
I hate you, Gaara.
From the depths of my heart, I've always hated you, Gaara. Your cat viper.
Dogstorm, why would you say that?
No.
All right. Well, so One Piece terms. I am
One Piece.
Back to some Piece here. I'm now like I'm getting there to the end of Thriller Bark. Water 7 and Enies Lobby were both phenomenal. I don't know if I talked about it. Water 7, Enies Lobby, both phenomenal. Loved them both. Thought they were both very good. And then I got to Thriller Bark, and the first 2 episodes were great. They were wonderful. They were wonderful. We met Brooke. Brooke was there. I was like, oh, this is wonderful. I love this. And then we got into Thriller Bark, and I was like, wow, this sucks. And it did suck. I don't like any of the 4 villains. I mean, Perona's not bad. I hate Gecko Moria. Moria sucks. His laugh is my least favorite laugh out of
Perona's pretty scrankly.
So much.
I'd let her scrankle all over me a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I would also let her scrank all over me, but you know.
Yeah, obviously.
The fucking Hogback, the scientist, fuck him too. He's terrible.
He's the worst one.
Especially with what just went down with what's her face, the actor, lady. I was like,
dug up her body.
What?
He dug up her body, right?
Yeah.
Because like she was married, and then
dug up her. Yeah, she died. He dug up her body and like stitched her back to life as a corpse and like shoved someone else's shadow in it.
I was telling Jacob about this yesterday because we were skrunkling around yesterday. I didn't like any of them yesterday, and then today I watched that whole thing and I was like, man, this guy fucking sucks even more than I thought he did before.
You know it's bad when Absalom is the second best.
Exactly.
Of the Thriller Bark crew.
Exactly. I don't like Absalom either. He's a freaking idiot.
No, he's the worst.
I hate him. He's really annoying. And then Perona at first I didn't like because I hate spoiled brat children, and that's the vibes Perona gave me. But then she had her little fight with Usopp there, and I was like, oh wow, this is wonderful. Also, Thriller Bark made me like Usopp so much more. Usopp passed Sanji on my list of Straw Hats. Because Sanji's been progressively getting worse, and Usopp's been progressively getting better. Except in Water 7, he was kind of bad. But Enies Lobby and Thriller Bark Usopp, I was like, wow, this is wonderful. I know, yeah. But yeah, Usopp's
take me with you.
I like Usopp a lot now.
I'm trying to think. I think after Thriller Bark, Usopp does nothing of note until Dressrosa.
Checks it.
Hey Usopp, you ever gonna do that again?
No. He's the only one who didn't get a fight in Wano, too.
Well, I mean,
Brooke and Chopper got, like, half fights. Like, Chopper fought Kreen a little bit, and Brooke fought Black Maria a little bit.
I mean, Usopp,
he did drive the truck, yeah. No, he's done. He does nothing. Because I can't think of anything anyone does in Saba Odi except for, like, Law Kid and Luffy.
I assume so.
Yeah. Luffy does some scrankly things.
And then, you know, Kizaru. But
yeah, you know.
I can't. Like, none of the Straw Hats do anything in that arc.
Guess not.
I mean, you know.
Rayleigh's there, too.
They do things.
They do. I mean, Yeah, not good. He's the GOAT. I love that guy.
And you just.
Um,
Top 10 character.
Oh no! You know what? I would say that Sanji gets a moment in. I saw like a clip of it. Not something I remembered, but then it was like, can't believe how like viscerally distraught he gets and like tries to protect people the whole time. And I saw a clip of him, and he was just like, "Yeah, I'll send it to you if I can find it again." But it was like one of the.
I also forgot the stuff at the beginning of Sabo with like what's his face,
yeah,
the guy with the face.
That's
You know what I'm talking
about?
about?
I think that excludes about 2 characters.
I'll be there
No,
soon.
with like where the fish, the flying fish. I forgot I forgot his name.
Oh,
I forgot that's part of Sabo.
Skronk.
Um,
I'll be there soon.
because
don't
like that's
worry.
like, because like that part is all right, but then like once they actually get to Sabo,
frankly, it's too many swords. I'd say.
too many.
I guess so. All right. Well,
Or something.
Classic Kami.
yeah, I know. But yeah,
She's
I'm leaning
all
towards
right.
the I don't like Thriller Bark very much right now. But then the last 10 episodes are probably going to change my mind. So we'll.
I bet
we'll
you're gonna
see.
think it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you go from like ooh to like
To, like,
I guess.
When you get to like, it's like
Like the good does not
Last
outweigh.
episode.
Dumb.
Like the good is good, but it doesn't outweigh the bad. It's like it kind of evens out.
the last 10 episodes. The first couple are just like, all right, things are getting kind of cool. There's actually some good fights going on, and then
Skronk Gung.
what's his face? Kuma pulls up. Like he pulls up before, but like he shows up.
Kuma
to the
has
fight.
Kuma has pulled up. He was in the
Yeah,
last
but
episode.
he goes to like the main fight.
Crazy how absolutely zilch happens.
Nothing at all, to be honest.
I was I'm almost there. I also expected Kuma to have a deeper voice, and he has cause he's big, strong, like darker skinned guy. Like I was like, he's gonna have a deeper
I don't
voice.
know.
And
I
then
don't
he was
remember
like,
what he sounds like.
"Hey everybody, my name's Kuma," and I'm like,
That's
Oh,
like
I guess so.
after reading it, that's like pretty fucked up, Kuma. You know? Like Jacob, do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
His
What-
backstory
what-
happens in between.
Cover your ears real
No.
quick.
Ah.
That's like before he fully loses everything, like his mind. That's before they take it away. So he's still like
Right.
kind of cognitive there, which is kind of.
And he's just like, I mean, like, I guess he just decides to do. I mean, like,
That's why he let him go, I think, because like he could have killed him, but he didn't.
yeah, classic Cumster.
Yeah. All right. I don't know how we signal this guy.
You back? Are you done?
Yeah, you're good. No,
Crazy
Kuma's
how
good.
Buggy dies.
I wish.
No,
We all do.
no, I don't.
Oh,
The Cross Guild would.
I
not
know
get
he
any-
sucks. He's funny though.
I know he's not.
I'm Captain Buggy. You
The
gonna go
Cross
kill-
Guild
you gonna-
episode.
You gonna go kill that guy? Oh, what's wrong with you?
The Cross Guild episodes are the worst episodes of the arcs that they're in.
The thing is, the Cross Guild would not get any weaker if he died.
It'd probably get stronger because they'd have a smarter person leading. Like they'd put Croc in charge and they'd be fine.
Classic sock.
Stock it out, yeah.
Crack-a-diddly do. All right. Well,
How much time are we at?
we're at 33 minutes, so we got a little bit more time. But yeah, I guess I'll kind of finish up what I'm saying. Thriller Bark, it's pretty bad right now. It'll probably get up to fine. But then, oh boy, Sabo Odi and I meet Mr. Trafalgar over here, and I get I'm gonna be very excited.
He's gonna hit the pose.
He does. He does like the man spread sitting thing, yeah.
Just that, you know.
Guess so.
And he's just like,
And I'll
like,
meet
he's
I'll
pretty
meet that
happy
bear
about
that
it.
Jacob doesn't know about. too.
which
Yeah.
one? Who?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
You
I hardly know her.
you'll meet Capone. He's there.
Yeah, I'm Capone. Yeah, I meet Capone.
Also, silhouettes in One Piece. Just like, I don't know if you've seen that video. That's
Yeah,
like silhouettes in One Piece.
The
But,
Kaido
like,
one and
man.
the Loki one.
They don't do them justice at all.
The Loki one's great. Andrew's gonna see the Loki one soon, because that's in Thriller Bark. I'm pretty sure.
Jesus
Or it might be in Whole Cake.
When Luffy's zombie was unleashed, I was like,
Stop.
when they showed Luffy's zombie for the first time, I was like, is that Kaido?
Yeah.
Nah, he just kind of like falls on screen one time, and then you're just kind of like, oh, amen.
Guess so.
Yeah, and then Apu's like, who is this fella?
Apu shows up in Thriller Bark?
No,
No.
no, when Kaido falls out of the sky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's like randomly, he just falls onto the screen. You're like, oh man,
Guess
crazy.
so.
Apu's in Sabaody though.
Yeah, I know. All of the people from the movie are going to be in Sabaody.
A lot
much.
of them.
Quite a few.
But most importantly, you meet Rayleigh. He's the goat. So.
Yeah.
Classic Silver Rayleigh.
I love Silver Ray.
Hey Luffy, you want to use hockey? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go punch this monkey.
But he's gonna kill
Gotcha.
me.
You got it. Wait,
No.
me? Wait, me? I'm Monkey? Wait, what?
Classic Mustard D Luffy.
Mustard.
D. Luffy, yeah.
Classic. All right, well, shall we segment?
I forgot the segment, so you're gonna have to explain.
So yeah, I mean, I would have to explain anyway to the castees here.
I feel like there's something else we need to explain to these castees. I feel like we're forgetting something.
Oh, go ahead, elaborate, please.
If you're enjoying the video, go ahead and leave a like, a subscribe. Leave a
Hit that
comment.
subscribe button.
Yeah.
Smash
Hit that
the
subscribe button. Like my wife after too much whiskey.
Yeah. Comment your favorite fucking, I don't know, Christmas gift you ever got. I
And
guess.
why is it me?
All right, wonderful. Anyway, and subscribe and like for more Gold Scrappy Christmas, of course. All right, well,
There will be some, a little bit here and there.
There will be a little bit.
I've heard tale.
A little bit.
Grapevine saying it.
The grapevine just called. We're getting more gold Scrappy Christmas, huh?
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. You won't hear it anywhere else.
You hear me now, you won't.
No,
All right,
I'm
well.
telling it on the mountains now.
Go tell it on the mountain.
You didn't hear?
Over
Gold
the-
Crappy Christmas is back.
You didn't hear?
The grapevine just called. Gold Scrappy Christmas is back. All right, well, seggy waggy time, baby. So, our segment for today is Christmas themed, of course, because it's the Christmas episode. So we are doing how do I phrase this here? How good would main characters be at being Santa Claus? Perfect. All right. So we're gonna be taking characters like Aaron, Deku, whatever the heck, and we're gonna be seeing how good of a Santa Claus they would be, how far they would get, everything like that. So
How far they would get in what?
in their trip around the world.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like good as like he's nice enough. Like Aaron would be shit because he's an asshole.
Well, no. Like nice. We can do nice, and we can also do practical. We can do both of them.
Okay, well,
If I
Santa
give them
himself is
presents,
not practical.
will we
I
finally
bet all
be
of them
free?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other side of the pole.
Down the
elves.
chimney. On the other side of the chimney lies freedom.
The elves of Paradis.
All right. Well, Jacob, do you have the? Can you pull up the list? Per chance, per chiddly chew.
Yes.
Thank you. Much obliged.
Had to give it a minute. Just pulling up.
It's Scrunkling the Gungle. Go tell it on the mountain.
All right,
Okay.
Deku.
Deku. I think you'd be quite the good Santa Claus.
I mean, I think you'd only give people one present, right?
what would that?
Just
person-
one for all.
Thank you all so much for watching.
Thank you for This has been the HCast. We'll see you guys next time. You'd give him.
When I'm trying to pull up the list here, and all I can do is stare at this picture while I.
Now it's on screen twice.
Yeah.
I think he'd be good.
I think it'd be good too.
He could probably use some You can probably control some reindeer pretty well.
Bro, pretty too. He's got Black Whip.
Uses Black Whip.
Yeah, Black Whip.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean by like practically. Like,
Well, okay, Aaron would be an awful Santa Claus because he's a dick, but also would like how easy if like let's say he wanted to do it, how good would he be at reindeering and delivering presents and stuff?
I don't know.
Well,
the
he's got
basis.
the rumbling, so couldn't you just like tie presents to each one of the colossal titans and then just like
Like
I say instead
Go.
of reindeer, just have the Colossus like throw presents. They
give
probably have
presents
crazy
to
arms, so
80%
they
of
can just,
humanity.
Yeah, but only 80% is presents. Everyone
Make
else
us
just gets,
I got you the J's.
don't make us up.
I can't grease them. All right, next is the old Ruto.
The old Ruto. I can't speak for this.
Oh,
He was a nice guy. If I remember.
Ruto would like fall down
He's
the
got-
chimney.
He's got
really-
50 billion shadow clones.
So it would be fast. Like he could deliver
Yeah.
presents fast. But he'd
Yeah,
also
he would-
he'd like be a klutz. Like he'd knock the tree over. You know, he's like
Yeah, no, it's like Tasmanian Devil.
You guys know that
Yeah.
have you guys seen Fred Claus? The movie Fred Claus?
like
No.
Fred, the guy,
like
the yellow.
like the YouTube
No.
Fred.
No. Fred Claus. He's played by Vince Vaughn. Fred Claus is played by Vince Vaughn.
I've seen Four Christmases though.
Yeah, I mean that's also a movie with Vince Vaughn in it. So in Fred Claus, one of the funniest, my favorite scene in the movie is he's delivering one of my favorite scenes in the movie is he's delivering presents and he goes down the chimney of a Jewish house, and so they're having dinner and they give him a bunch of food, and it's kind of funny because they're all like,
Classic Jews, am I right?
classic
Yes,
up top.
We don't condone this on the
That was
podcast.
not Jacob. Jacob, do it again. That wasn't timed
Do it
up on.
again.
There we go. That wasn't timed up on my.
On my screen, it was perfect.
On my screen, it was not, and that's my screen's the
Yeah,
one
I was
that
gonna say
matters.
it was
because
not for me.
Didn't think it was. All right. Well,
All right, next is the Jiro of the Ton variety.
for the town.
He'd
variety.
also be. I think he'd be like the best one. Oh, yeah.
No, he'd suck
Why?
Why?
because he's a man with a sword.
I mean, but he's also a pretty nice guy, and he can carry big old box with a human child in it. On his
Yeah, he can
back.
carry a
So
bunch
he'd
of
make a
presents.
great predator.
He can carry presents if he can carry children.
If he can carry children, he can carry presents. Exactly.
That's what them kids say, I hear.
What do the kids
What
say?
did he say?
I don't know. I feel like Andrew's in the know-how, though.
Andrew, enlighten us.
Yeah,
What do kids
they
say
may
about
or
this?
may or may not say "fuck me, dude," but I don't know.
Why would kids say that?
I have no idea. It's just what the grapevine's been saying, you know.
Well, then it's true.
Of
It
course,
has to be true.
It has to be true if the grapevine's saying it. All right, who's next?
Asta, and I mean, I don't know, man.
I feel like he'd be like Ruto. He wouldn't even go down the chimney. He just run through the wall and then just like
Yeah.
Just
He'd
in.
want to give more presents than Yuno does. That's his whole thing.
This just in. Santa Claus breaks trillions of dollars in property.
pretty. Yeah.
If I don't stop staring at Gojo's bussy, I think I'm gonna have an aneurysm.
Who's after Asta here?
Is that going to the HCast best moments right there?
Yep, damn straight, man.
All right, next is Edward, and hear me out here for a second. I think he could just and then just put presents everywhere. What's awesome? Man is so locked in right now.
He's really locked in.
He's locked in beyond belief.
Now he's got a finger up. Now he's doing this.
I'm grabbing that one.
Screenshot it. Screenshot it while you can. Screenshot it while you can.
It's been scrod.
Good. Toss it in the cage lock chat. Oh, he's gone.
God, he's gone.
Oh, he's gone. Okay, well, I guess it's just us now. I'm making the H's smaller. All right, well.
All right. Well, that down to 2/3 of the
Back
cast.
down to 2/3. All right. Who's next up?
Luffy.
Luffy? Well, we kind of need Matt for this one.
I mean, I know enough, I guess.
I mean, yeah, but Matt's gonna be upset if we miss. Who cares? It's fucking Matt. All right. I mean, he's
He's pretty stretchy.
pretty stretchy. He could just like chimney, gum pistol, and then shoot the present down the chimney with his arm, and then just place it next to the tree.
Classic Dum Gum piss.
Yeah, classic gum piss. So I think he'd be okay at it. He probably couldn't steer the sleigh. He'd probably fall at the sleigh. Discord's cranked up. Matt just texted. All right. Well, I mean, I guess that's Luffy. We got 15 minutes left on the cast here till we get to an hour.
All right. Next is Subaru.
Subaru. Okay.
He'd be horrible at it. He would
not,
just be bad.
He would not be very good at it. I think
his power set is not like good enough to do like those sort of things.
He can't go down a chimney.
What do you think he is? A guy who can return by death?
A guy who can die and come back to life? Never.
What are you, dumb?
What are you, a fucking idiot? But yeah, no. Subaru would not be very good at it.
Next is Shinra.
Shinra? I mean, it depends. Now are we taking into the fact that they don't have the same powers as Santa? Because now we have an issue.
Well, I mean, what powers does Santa have?
He can go down chimneys that don't exist. And
I guess Shinra would just open the front door.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what all the other characters would do. They would just open the front door. Subaru can't pick a lock, though.
Yeah.
So, Subaru would still be shit. Shinra could do it if
he could fly.
He can fly, yeah. He doesn't even need the reindeer.
He's seriously flying now.
He's seriously flying now. All right, well, I think Shinra would be a solid Santa.
And then we got Denji. I feel like he'd be the worst Santa.
Yeah, he would be the worst out of all of them. He would be awful. He would want to keep the gifts all to himself and sell them all to buy one of his testicles back or whatever. That was very funny.
With my hair on my way.
Luscious locks.
Next is Hinata from classic old Haikyuu.
The old high the cues, the old cues that are very.
I feel
high.
like he could just spike the presents into the houses, right?
It's a chimney. All right, Kageyama, let's go. Well, we would have to have it be Kageyama.
The entire volleyball team.
The entire volleyball team. Yeah.
They just show up like they got middle blockers.
Hinata by himself would not be a very good Santa. Hinata with the entire volleyball team would be a very good Santa.
The best Santa, some would say.
The best Santa.
Then there's Dazir, who has nullification magic. I don't think that does much for being Santa.
No, probably doesn't.
No, but he could kill a lot of children.
Oh, perfect. That's exactly what Santa does. He can just be the...
Of course.
Of course.
Kirito? Isn't that just a dude? Like, isn't he just...
He's just a guy. I think he'd be just as bad as it is Subaru. So, yeah.
Okay, let me get that done. All right, Kafka.
Kafka. He's seriously strong now. He'd be good.
He's seriously Santa now.
He's seriously Santa now. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's go back to Kirito really quick. Are we talking about regular human Kirito, or are we talking about game Kirito?
Yeah.
So,
regular human Kirito.
Okay, then, yeah, he's the same as Subaru. Oh, there he is. He's back.
Oh, welcome back.
Welcome. Welcome back.
Welcome back to the HCast.
We've gone over a couple of things. The best one, so Subaru and Kirito can't do it because they can't pick the locks to the house because none of them have the same power as Santa. But I feel like everybody we talked about so far could pick the locks to the house. That also, hang on a second. That also now Luffy can't do that either. But the chimney thing. Luffy
can
just
break through the window.
Gum pistol.
His fingers could
present gum pistol down the chimney. We also what?
Before we scrunk, I was perusing Twitter
while
I was gone. And there was a bunch of announcements from the My Hero panel.
Perfect.
The season 8 is going to be in the fall of 25.
Okay.
And there was a spin-off manga for My Hero. I don't remember the name of it. That came out a while ago, and and it's getting an anime in April. So another thing to happen.
So another
in
thing to
April.
happen.
That-
What's it about? Just some random
Uh,
shit.
I don't know. It's
so.
been around for a while. I'd never read it.
I guess so. The best one we came up with was Hinata by himself would be not good at Santa, but Hinata with the entire volleyball team would be a
Of
good
course.
Santa.
Like they would have middle blockers set up in front of the window of the house,
Yeah.
Exactly.
and he would just
Kageyama would be, phew, and Hinata would spike it through the chimney.
Kageyama.
Through the
yeah,
front window.
yeah, I was gonna say Kageyama would set it up to the chimney. Hinata just right through the window.
Exactly.
I can see it now.
I can see it now.
Yeah.
Kafka's
Kafka.
Kafka. He's seriously Santa now.
He's seriously Santa now.
He is seriously
Of
Santa.
course.
I feel like he's
got
pretty
I think
Christmas
he'd be good.
spirit.
I think he'd be good at it.
All right,
I
Sung
think so.
Jin Woo.
Sung Jin Woo.
He's
No.
he's seriously Shadow Army now.
Yeah, he's seriously Idris
Yeah.
the Blood Red now.
He's got a huge army of just bust soldiers, and you could just be like, "Go, my children, give presents."
Well, no, because Sung Jin Woo would, well, yeah, I mean, so practically it would be good. I don't think he would want to be nice, though. He would
Nice
also,
for that.
he would also just, like Denji. Denji would sell the presents to buy one of his testicles back. Sung Jin Woo would sell all the presents to save
What's
his
the point
mother
of
from
buying
the
it
hospital.
back? You can't just like stick it back on. That's not how
He
that
can't
works.
just like sew it on.
Well, yeah, but he'll like keep it in a jar next to his bed or something like that. I don't know.
That's going in the best moments right there.
I'm doing this. I'm taking this one. So
You're
I'll-
taking
I'll
this
do it.
episode? Okay, I guess you're taking this episode.
Yeah, we said Jacob was doing the first 6, then you, then I'm doing the last 6. I'm doing the most. I'm going through the most episodes.
Well, yeah, but also I explained it to him. He doesn't have to. He like can remember some of.
No,
the
I
moments.
don't. I don't remember.
Well,
I don't.
fuck
I
you. You should have paid more attention. Yeah, but
All
Sun
right,
Jin
Eren Yeager.
Sun Jin Woo would just let me finish Sun Jin Woo. Sun Jin Woo
I'm
was
so
just
sorry.
would just sell all of the presents
Oh, calm
to.
down.
Fuck you. Let me finish
Get
Sun Jin
together.
Woo. God damn it, bitch.
So I think Aaron would be pretty
What
solid.
the fuck? Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, like, he can control the Titans, and he can just be like,
They just poop, just like drop them off everywhere.
Yeah.
Step on a house or two.
Only to
Instead of getting
80%.
coal, you just
Dad.
die.
"Get up, Dad. There's still presents to give."
Damn.
On your feet, Rudolph. Some shit like that.
On your feet, Saint Nick.
Have you guys seen like the discourse on TikTok where like people are like going really in depth on if Rudolph's a fraud or not? Like if it wasn't Foggy that one night, he
No,
would
yeah,
have
Rudolph is a
playing
fucking.
time.
No, I
He would have no
am.
playing time if it wasn't Foggy, and then he'd be a nobody for the rest. He'd be flipping burgers.
I know. I am fully-
The fog of 08 didn't happen.
I am.
Prancer fan.
I am fully on the side of Rudolph is a fraud. I am fully on the side of Rudolph is a fraud, and you can't change my mind.
Here's my take, right? Like, yeah, he wasn't gonna play if the fog didn't happen that night, but he's still proven to be a solid deer on the squad.
He's not a bad deer, but he's just like one of the schmucks. Like he's not.
He
He's
has
not.
no reason to be the leader of that pack.
He's
Like, he
not
does
Dasher.
deserve
He's
to be
he's,
up there.
he's not on the same level of Dasher or Dancer. But you know, he's like
Thank
he's,
A 1-2 combo, no, like like Dasher right to Dancer for 3. Like it's not even like that's a league all-time duo right there.
exactly like come on. He's back there with. He should be back there with Donner, and Blitzen should move up a row.
I like Blitz. I think Blitzen's underrated.
Prancer,
No, I also
Prancer's
think-
a pretty top tier reindeer, and I'll tell you why. It's in his name. He earned the name by his ability to prance.
Exactly.
So he's prancing through the sky.
No, yeah.
I mean,
Well,
like,
that's why he's in the second row. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer.
name is
He's
Rudolph.
there. Vixen's the young. Vixen is the second youngest of the bunch. He's prodigy level. Rudolph ain't
I
a
don't know their
prodigy.
ages.
Vixen's a prodigy. Vixen's a prodigy.
I
Rudolph
think,
is.
I think Comet's a dog. I think
Comet's
he's a
oh,
student.
you know,
of the game.
Comet's definitely a leader name too.
Comet-
It's like, come on,
he
Comet.
knows what he's doing.
Yeah, Comet's like kind of a chill guy. He goes back with Burl Ives,
He's a
the
low-key chill
snowman.
guy.
He's a chill guy for real.
I didn't even think of that. He goes back with Burl Ives, the snowman. I forgot what his actual name
What
is.
is Burl Eye?
Burl Ives is the guy who plays the snowman. I don't know what the snowman's name is, but Burl Ives is the
Burl
guy
Ives?
who plays the snowman.
All right,
but
Frosty. Talking about Frosty.
No. It's the snowman who starts the Rudolph story. He's in Elf too.
Do you know Burl Eye? You know his Tiro the Snowman? I just thought it was Snowman. Like,
No, No, he's got an actual name. I forgot his name, but Bro Ives is the actor who plays it. You're Matt. You're facing the wrong way.
Fuck you.
But yeah, I mean Dasher and Dancer, those top two reindeer right there. Prancer and Vixen, both great.
I'm taking Comet over Vixen. Starting 5.
I have one thing.
Comet's good. Cupid's a little. We could live without him. And that. Sorry,
I
Jacob.
guess Jacob's not talking. Well,
Sorry.
Yeah, I guess
go
I'm
ahead.
not.
I apologize. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. Thank Nicholas. If I get us through that fog, can we finally be free?
Perfect.
There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm gonna draw that later.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And you got to do like instead of hollow purple, it's Rudolph with his red nose or something like that.
It's perfect.
No, I'm taking starting 5, Dasher, Dancer, Comet,
Prancer.
Blitzen,
No Prancer.
and Prancer.
And Prancer. That's my top 5 too. Vixen's a prodigy. Vixen isn't like Vixen's that
This
second
is a much
row.
better segment idea.
Yes,
Rudolph's a
exactly.
role
We just got to
player,
rank the
right?
reindeer.
Rudolph is good. Like Rudolph he works that fog, right? And if you get a bad fog, he's your guy.
Yeah, he's
right?
your guy.
Like I'm not
So when
doubting
is
that
it
he's
foggy
good
on
at fog.
Christmas?
No, yeah.
How is it foggy on the
Yeah.
whole world during Christmas?
Exactly. Like I'm not down. Like maybe he goes. Maybe you take Rudolph to Egypt and then you switch off then. Like maybe he doesn't need to run the whole race. Right?
Exactly.
But like he's a role player. You put him in when he's needed, and like he can work otherwise. But you don't need him all the time.
Also, what's with
Exactly.
the reindeer immediately falling in love with Rudolph after he finishes? You know the song. It says, "Then how
Oh,
the
what's her
reindeer
fucking
loved
face?
him."
Penelope Clarice, whatever her name was.
They hated him the whole time until.
And then he became famous. And then
Exactly.
they were like,
Same with the Abominable Snowman. Why the Abominable Snowman? He's a cool guy. He can put the star on the thing, but everybody thought he was so bad at first. And Yukon Cornelius, they had time to bond. So Yukon understands.
Yukon's a goat.
I love
If
Yukon.
we're talking like all time.
All time. Exactly.
Person is Yukon Cornelius. This is in the conversation.
Yukon Cornelius, great time. I don't. We're at 57 minutes. We're keeping this conversation going. This is gonna be a longer episode. I don't care. This is great. This is a much better segment.
I think we got our starting 5, right? You got that duo of Dasher and
Dasher.
Prancer. You got Comet's a student of the game. He's been in this for a while.
Exactly.
He can lead this team. Maybe he's not as good as he used to be, but he knows
Right.
he can put the wind in these guys' sails.
He's not putting up as
Here's-
many points.
here's the
as,
thing-
like the other
He's like the
reindeer.
player coach, right? When they're out there and they need some guidance, you look at Comet. He knows what to do.
Here's the thing with Donner and Blitzen, right? Donner's not that great of a reindeer, but he's a real strong guy, right? And Blitzen really good and really strong. They need the 2 strongest guys in the back to like carry the load of the sleigh, right? That's why they got Donner and Blitzen at the back.
The only thing is that like I know this is kind of like a sleeper pick because he ain't been like getting the distance that most of the other reindeer because like as of late he got the wife's been having maternity leave and everything.
Of course.
Vixen, the thing is Vixen.
Vixen's not.
I'm a big Vixen fan. It's like he's
Yeah.
not exactly like a star. He's like a 5-star reindeer. He's not like a 1-star reindeer. He's like a solid 3.5.
Well, no.
He keeps them all
They're
in
all the entirety of the sleigh is 5-star reindeer except for Rudolph. Rudolph's like 3-star. He's average. Vixen's just like 4.5 right there. Vixen's right on the cusp of being top tier. But Vixen's also younger, right? His wife just went into maternity leave. They're a new couple. They're a newlywed couple. They just have their
Trying to
baby,
figure
right?
it out.
They're trying to
figure it out.
Vixen's in like his later 20s. All the other reindeer they've been at it for a while, right? They're in like their
And then we got
their
this
early
like
30s.
8-year-old Rudolph over here
Yeah,
trying to
fucking
take
Rudolph
over the
coming
whole
out here
thing.
when he's like 18, trying to show up the other reindeer. They freaking made Donner get off his father. Rudolph kicked his father off the sleigh then. I don't know who replaced Donner because there's 9, but come on. He like at the end of the movie, Donner's Rudolph's father. They showed the sleigh taking off. Donner was still on the ground. I don't know who replaced Donner, but because there's 9. But I don't know,
Alright.
man.
Here's what I just did.
Here, let me make a list
Right.
here. I know you made it. I'm assuming you made it.
You got to check it twice though before you.
I checked it twice.
You
I
checked it twice.
don't worry.
Okay.
All right, so we got the 5
twice.
rows. We got the 5 rows here, and I'll go over the rows. But I'll go over who's in which. But first, I'm going to talk about which row is the most imperative, right? So if we're talking the front row, you need a leader. You need a guy who knows what he's doing. You need some solid thing. And row 2, you definitely want some power, but like all around guys. Guys who've consistently proven in every field.
and people who will listen because they're like right
Yeah.
there.
Number 3 is number 3 can go either way. They can provide backup to those front 3 guys, or if they need to pull some weight, if you got a heavier sleigh that night, if there's a lot of good kids that year, you need some extra power, you bring it from the back. Row 4, I think, is the weakest row. You don't need a lot of big stuff in row 4 because typically you got the real strong guys in row 5. So row 4 is kind of whatever. And then row 5 is where you got that real strong guys to have the bearing of the sleigh, right? So I'll go from 1 to 5.
Row 4 is like the navigation reindeer. They're the ones who really know what they're talking about. They're able to like help out when like other people up front.
Of course.
So here's my lineup. Here's my starting lineup for the reindeer on Santa's sleigh. So in row 1, I'm taking Comet, right? Like I've established, he knows what he's doing. He's an older guy, but he's a leader, right? He might not be as strong as he used to. He used to be a row 2 guy, but as some other reindeer retired, he was pushed up into that row 1 spot. So I think he could definitely knows what he's doing. And number 2, I got Dasher and Dancer. I mean, that duo is inseparable. You really can't mess with that. Those guys, I mean, they've worked with Comet for years. They know the game like the back of their hand. So I got those two. In row 3, I got Blitzen and Prancer. Again, two real solid guys, but we're in a very, very top heavy set of reindeer right now. So Blitzen and Prancer kind of got to fall to that 3rd row. I would like them to be at the 2, but I mean Dasher and Dancer are just real talented fellas. So I think Blitzen and Prancer can play that row too, right? Like if you're getting later in the night and Dasher and Dancer are getting tired, you could put Blitzen and Prancer in that 2nd row and you still got a good lineup going.
Exactly.
Row 4, I got Cupid and Dolph. Like Cupid's kind of a nobody reindeer. I think he's the weakest of the bunch. I think he doesn't got a lot of shine. He's a solid guy. I mean, like I was saying, it's a good crew here.
Exactly.
But Cupid doesn't excel in anything. And Rudolph, I mean, he's a situational player. Like we said, if it is a foggy night, you could put him up front to lead that sleigh. But then I don't like dropping.
If there's like a big sandstorm in or like snowstorm in like Alaska or Russia or something, he put him at the front. But once you get past that, in like the very mediocre area of the United States, there's not much.
The problem with putting Dolph up front is he's not a leader. He's a new guy. He doesn't know what he's doing that much. Because you can't get rid of Dasher and Dancer, so you got to put Prancer down to 4, and you got to put Comet in 3, which is really just not a situation you want to be in.
Of course not. No.
And then at 5 we got Donner and Vixen, 2 strong guys. They can carry that sleigh. If you got a lot of good kids.
Hang on a second. Did you get rid of Vixen? Where'd Vixen go? Because Blitzen and Donner.
I just said Donner and Vixen.
Where's Blitzen? Where's Blitzen?
Blitzen. I said that Blitzen's row 3. Row 3 is Blitzen and Prancer.
Gotcha.
Because they're guys who could play both directions depending on how strong
you're right.
In the back, you got Donner and Vixen because they're strong guys, right? Like I said, if you got some good kids this year, you got a lot of presents. Or maybe some big stuff. So maybe bunch of kids got cars, right? You got a bunch of 16-year-olds. You're delivering cars. You need some strength back there. Exactly. And Donner and Vixen are your 2 guys. And if you got some stronger stuff, that's when you have people like Blitzen and Prancer drop back to help do that.
Because I think
that's my lineup.
Here's what I'm saying. I think Donner, he's not like big leader guy. He's kind of quiet, but he's the strongest of the deer, right? Then we got Blitzen, but we kind of need Blitzen up more towards the middle to like balance out. And then Vixen going back, he's good. He's like one of the younger guys, so he's got like the newer, younger muscles that really can pull.
He's still strong, but he can get stronger. But I still like him in that back.
Exactly. I instead of doing what you did, really, I did all of because I pretty much agree with what you just said. I ranked all the deer based on how important they are to the crew. At the very front, I put Dasher and Dancer just because, again, like you said, I like Comet, but I put him down a little bit just because I think Dasher and Dancer.
I just think Comet's like the heart and soul of the team.
Exactly. Dasher and Dancer, you can't get rid of Dasher and Dancer. They're like the leaders of the team. They've Dasher. He's like they're both like the freaking they're old reliable right up there in the front. They're very reliable. They're very good. They've been doing this for years. They know what they're doing. Then I put Blitzen because, like I said, Blitzen's kind of he can go between at the very back being strong up towards the middle. I also think he could go up towards the front even. So I put Blitzen there because he's just an all around reindeer. He's good at everything that they need. Comet, he might not be the strongest reindeer, but he's a really good. He's a really good leader. And he's one of the newer-ish guys. Like he's not. What are you talking
about? He's been in the game for years.
Well, yeah, exactly. This is what I'm saying. He's been in the game. Yes, he's been in the game for years, but it's been years. but he's one
Like
of these.
he taught Dasher and Dancer the ways. God
No,
damn
he
it. They would
fucking
be
didn't.
nowhere
Dasher and Dancer are the two original reindeer. Dasher and Dancer are the two guys.
Comet taught, but Comet's a transfer. All right, he came in.
Exactly.
From
He's one of the newer guys.
He picked up everything in that league, and he brought his ways over here, and that's what made this crew so special. Is because of Comet.
That's what I'm saying. He's not the strongest, and he's newer to this group. He's newer to this group.
Yeah, but they respect him. His name, like people know Comet.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
He's newer to this group. He's had some issues. He's had some arguments with Rudolph. He agrees with us. He didn't think Rudolph belongs in the front all the time.
Well, Dolph is an ass. All right, everyone knows the fame went to his head after that. After the fog.
Well, exactly.
No one cares. It happened one time.
Well, exactly, but they got Santa, Santa's defending Rudolph here, because Santa doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Santa's a bitch.
I get point being.
I need to tell you this.
I like Comet. I think Comet's really good. I don't think he's top 3. I think he's coming in at the number 4 spot just because Dancer and Dancer, they're the two guys. They've been at it for the longest time ever. And Blitzen, he's an all around guy. I'm sorry.
I don't think you've ever seen a reindeer in your life.
What?
He hasn't seen these guys.
Shut the fuck up! I go way back with all of them. Shut up.
You clearly not, because you would know that Comet came in, taught these guys were nobodies until Comet put them on the map. Okay, he is a leader. He taught Dasher and Dancer. They had never talked at all before Comet came on. Comet's like, they're like, Comet, you've been in the game for a while. What's some way that we can improve this? And he's like. Comet's like, I think he's talking to Dasher. He's like, I think you and Dancer really can get some chemistry going if you put aside some differences. And now look where we're at. Like these are worldwide global phenomenons because of Comet. I think you're just underestimating Comet's effect on this team, and that when he's gone,
I did forget.
Who's taking that spot?
I forgot about something because I forgot about something, and this kind of changes my mind a little bit. Way back when he was younger, he was 16, 17, around then. He actually...
Comet here?
Yeah, we're talking about Comet. Way back when he was 16 or 17, I forgot about this. He won the annual reindeer games for like 5 years in a row. He won the reindeer games.
He was also rookie of the year his first year. He won
rookie,
and was rookie.
He was rookie of the year. You see, I forgot he won that 5 years in a row. So honestly, I'm gonna move Comet up the list a little bit. I'm gonna put him. I can't put him above Dasher. Dasher is the guy.
That's fine. Like he's Comet's. He's past his prime. Like I understand. Like Dasher and Dancer are more impressive reindeer.
Exactly, and it's the same. I want to keep. I'm gonna
like the Michael Jordan of reindeer. Okay, he's like his '90s run was ridiculous.
And then Dasher and Dancer are together. They're LeBron James.
Look,
they're
I understand
LeBron and Curry, right?
I'm also
following up.
Here's the thing. I want to keep Comet at 4 because I think Blitzen can do it all. Blitzen's like he's everywhere.
I like Blitzen.
He can do anything.
He's an all-rounded guy.
Blitzen is Larry Bird.
Exactly. Blitzen's always in the conversation, but he's never number 1. Like he's always like
That's
4.
fine. I'm gonna keep Comet. Really look, here's the thing. Here's the key. I'm gonna keep Comet at 4, but he's just because I think the other Dash and Dancer, big dynamic duo. And then Blitzen, he's just all around everywhere. After Comet, I got Prancer. Prancer, very good reindeer. He might be not one of the leaders, but I think he's still really good guy. He's up there. Vixen's a new guy. Vixen's one of the newer guys. He's the newest one after Rudolph. Excuse me. But he's going to the stronger guys. Like I said, he's got the younger muscles in him. He could be better. He's got a couple more years before he's like in his prime as a reindeer on Santa's sleigh. But he's he's working at it. He's hitting the gym every day. He's training up. And he 3 years ago he won the reindeer games twice, 2 years in a row.
He was also Rookie of the Year.
He was also
Only
Rookie of the
Years on this team are Comet and Vixen, just to point that out for the people at home.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Like, only Comet and Vixen on this roster are the only 2 Rookies of the Year from the reindeer games from when they played.
Crazy how Vixen did that while being a woman, apparently.
Yeah, Vixen is also the only girl on the sleigh.
Right, well, that changes things.
Forget to say what the fuck. Okay.
No. I'm still taking Vixen. In row 5. I think that's a good spot.
That's fair enough.
Daughter's gay. Wait, no.
Vixen also.
Girl.
Vixen. I'm also. Sure. I think Vixen and Prancer might be tied for 5, just because have either of you seen A Year Without a Santa Claus? I know you haven't because you just don't watch any Christmas movies at all. Jacob, have you seen A Year Without a Santa Claus?
No.
You haven't. So Vixen was like the primary reindeer in that movie. She went through a battle. Like she drove Jingle and Jangle through a battle between Snow Miser and Heat Miser. Like she got hit with Heat Miser's heat ray, and she survived all that. She was in the dog pound. She had like socks on her ears. It was terrible. Then Santa came and she got really sick, but she was a trooper. She was pulling through that.
Yeah, I heard stories about that at the bar. Like that, I heard a lot of people were impressed by that performance.
Exactly.
I
So-
didn't see it. Like I said, wasn't there. But
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, I hear good things.
Yeah, exactly. Vixen's very good, so I think she's in contention. She's almost tied Prancer for that number 5 spot. Give her a couple more years and she'll catch up to him.
The thing with Vixen is like she could be a leader role, but she's got to stay back because with that strength that she's got to stay back in that row 5 spot. And I think she could take a lead because then because you need another reindeer to compensate. Like I don't like Comet's strong or like Dasher, Dancer, Comet. They're like or Blitzen even. I feel like Blitzen's probably the best spot to switch with, but Blitzen I think Blitzen's not as strong as Vixen pretty handily.
Yeah.
So I don't like not having Vixen in that 5th spot.
Here's the thing. Vixen's also. I think Vixen wouldn't be a good leader just because Vixen's a quiet. She's pretty quiet. She doesn't talk that much.
I mean, she's new to the team. She's got to find her footing.
Exactly. She's got to find her footing. I don't know how her you see, it wasn't her wife that went. It was her husband that went into paternity leave. Of course, that's why.
Oh, of course. No, she just went into maternity leave. That's just what that is.
She went into maternity leave, and her husband's Nixon took over. Not Nixon. Let's change the name up.
Never been saying that to the scandal.
Yes, your water is crazy.
Her husband, Wixen's been taken over, and Wixen does. He's not in the reindeer business. He's an entrepreneur. He's not a big Santa sleigh kind of deer. So
Not
he's
Richard Nixon.
He married the president?
See, I was thinking Ixon names, and that came to mind. I don't know why.
Well, I can
But
tell you why.
because there's only
Huge
three,
scandal
there's only
about it.
3 Ixon names out there. There's Vixen, Wixen, and Nixon. So and then
Vixen
after
is notoriously the only reindeer first lady in the White House. So, I mean, yeah,
after
Classic Nix.
after Vixen, I have Donner.
that's what the crew calls her.
After Vixen, I have Donner. Donner, he's a pretty quiet guy, but he's the strongest deer on the team. He can haul some ass if he needs to.
Donner's also a woman
Always in the Donner is a woman too,
and married to Blitzen.
and married to okay.
Yeah.
That's just that's not from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Blitzen is Clarice's father, and Donner is Rudolph's father.
I don't know who Clarice is.
Clarice is the girl reindeer that Rudolph falls in love with. You've never,
Oh, of course.
yeah.
Can we hurry up this list? I'm trying to
so-
say mine.
It is. Yeah, we do have to hurry this up here. But yeah,
Hold on,
Donner.
Jacob, we've been dominating the conversation here.
He's always whatever, always usually in the back because he's the strongest, or he or she is the strongest. They can always he can really haul the sleigh. Very nice. Cupid's good. Cupid's good, but Cupid is not he's not on the same level as some of the big names on this list. He's good. He's a pretty solid.
I'm taking Dolph over Cupid.
Dolph over Cupid, really? I mean,
Cupid is literally a nobody. Dolph is just Cupid, but with a glowy nose. Like Cupid
that's
can't play.
true. You know what?
Yeah,
I
also
could get
Cupid-
behind that.
Because Cupid's in love with Vixen, so he keeps running into stuff all the time because he's staring at her. He keeps running into walls and everything.
Exactly, and Cupid's also right behind Vixen's ass, so that's not very good. Because it's Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid. Cupid's looking straight at Vixen's ass the entire.
Dude, that lineup is ridiculous.
No,
The one
that's-
that you were just saying.
that
Like,
lineup
whoever came up with that is stupid.
Actually, I don't know why. I don't know who came up with that lineup. It's so dumb.
Santa, I assume.
But I mean, yeah, Santa.
Santa the corporate shield. You see, he's a Rudolph fanboy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Santa.
he's very classist. He picks
Well,
oh, that
that's
sounds
not- I don't
cool.
think
Give him
Santa-
good gifts.
I don't think
He's for
Santa.
the money these days.
I don't think Santa came up with it because Santa usually has a head of the reindeer elf. So the head of the reindeer elf must have came up with it.
I mean, you heard Santa and Comet got into it at the end of last season. I think
You're
that's
saying
like
an elf has a head of a reindeer?
No, there's
yeah.
exactly. There's a
What happened there?
it's
It was like WC Dog
mistaken
Man,
Curtis's
like,
lab. Don't worry about it. Mistaken Curtis's lab. Don't worry about it.
All right. All right, let's
Yeah,
let Jacob give his.
Sorry, did you want to
Okay.
say something?
I
He's
want
got to
to
give his.
Oh, you
he's
got to
gotta
say
give his
give your
list.
list. You're right. Sorry, I apologize. Oh, but let me just say one more thing before you do that. I have Cupid above Rudolph because me and Rudolph have beef. I don't like Rudolph very much. Me and him, I'm always
I guess so.
I'm a big obviously Dasher, Dancer, uh, Blitzen and Comet are my top four guys here. So I'm a pretty close guy to Blitzen. Blitzen and Rudolph, they don't get along very well. Blitzen's Rudolph's father-in-law. They're not. He's not. He doesn't really like Rudolph very much because he kind of stole his daughter away from him, and so he's like, me and Blitzen, we go way back, and so I kind of got a little beef with Rudolph. That's why I have Cupid above him. Jacob, I'm sorry, you can go state your list here.
So he's just leaving me. Wow, he's just leaving me.
I was going to put the
Really
notebook
wanna
back.
listen to
I was
us
going to
Talk
put the
shit
I was
about
going to put the
Comet,
note.
and now it's like
Now he's dipping.
I don't like Rudolph.
Anyway, I'm taking Dolph off the list because he's a bit of a hot topic right now.
Yeah, it's
So, in my first row, I got Blitzen and Comet. These two strong fellas. These fellas who like they've been deering for a while. And they know how to get from point A to point B. They're strong enough to carry from the front because then they're carrying all the way to the other reindeers on their back as well. They're carrying so much stuff here. I want my strong people there. Next, I got Dancer and Dasher. But
I
also.
never do.
I got a switchable here. The next row contains Vixen and Prancer. I'm fine with switching Prancer and Dasher because Dancer and Prancer, because they're twins. So they've got a lot of that twin telepathy going on. So they can also if it's a little bit darker on the night and you need someone who can really know their way around them. Those two they have
Really
like
put them
minds.
together,
They can think together. Dasher and Dancer,
Yeah.
they'll get you plays quickly.
yeah, and they're
Dancer
also
and Prancer, they know where they're going.
Dasher and Dancer, they're like, obviously Dancer and Prancer are they're twins, right? But Dasher and Dancer, they grew up together. They were best buds the whole time,
There's
So it's really what you're looking for. It's
Exactly.
really
After
what you're trying to draft.
After Jacob's done, I'm going to show mine real quick and
Sure.
talk about something.
Continue, Jacob.
Then I got Vixen on the row with Prancer. Vixen right in the middle because I didn't want to put her far back because I think that she fits more of like a middle role
Yeah,
than anything else.
Exactly.
Because I think she could be at the front or the back, and I think that putting her in the middle, it means that she gets to do a little bit of both.
Like I said, she's kind of newer to the game. Give her a few more years. I think she could go up in that front. And I'd also like to add another thing that's good about switching Dasher and Prancer occasionally is Dasher's like a father to Vixen. Dasher's like a older brother father figure to Vixen. So I think they would get along very well. Dasher can give her tips while they're flying. It'd be very good.
While they're flying is crazy.
That's diabolical.
What does Nixon think of this? I had to keep Vixen in the back too because when people see her, all they think of is the Watergate scandal. It would be a little bit off-putting.
Nixon's not a fan because it really makes him want to embezzle some money, and I don't know.
Just starts. And then I got Cupid and Donner in the back because I'm trying to keep Donner and Blitzen because they've been fighting a little bit recently. There's been a little trouble at home, so trying to keep Donner and Blitzen a little separated. That gives that. Also, Donner, for being a woman reindeer, she's got a lot of might in those legs.
got talent.
Yeah.
And Cupid, well, Cupid, he's a flirty guy. He likes to flirt with all the reindeers and stuff. And so I feel like having him some motivation in front, a little motivation to the side. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And Donner,
like
like we said before, Donner's kind of a quiet girl. She's got a little soft side to Cupid, though. Cupid's like Cupid's like the charismatic excitement to Donner's quiet and not so exciting. So they mesh well there.
Yeah. Putting Cupid at the back, with Donner's right there, he's going to try and show off a little bit, because he wants to make these women think that he's cooler. So he's going to pull a little harder than the rest of the reindeer. That's why you got to have him in the back. Overall, that's my list. I'm also fully fine with putting all the reindeer at front.
Yeah,
Just all of them.
All 8 of them, and then Santa's list.
That's a method that people use. It's not a popular one, but if you're in a sticky spot, that's what you can do.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go on here about why I actually crafted the ideal setup here. Oh, it's flipped, right?
No,
it looks great to me.
No, it looks good.
Okay, so we've talked.
We are
about
at a minute.
Comet
We are at an hour 20. So let's.
I mean,
Minute 20.
And
We've talked about Comet to death. He's a leader, right?
I think I could yeah, I could see. I think here's the thing.
I think you underestimate Comet. I don't think you
I
watched him in his rookie days.
you see back when those reindeer games, I was there. I just it didn't I was like me and Blitzen we were kind of having a side conversation during all those reindeer games because me and Blitzen were good buddies, right? And so
Well, Blitzen was still in the academy those days, right? Like
well, yeah,
he
but
wasn't even
you know,
out
when it was Comet's turn for the reindeer games for the solo ones,
Yeah.
and when it was team games, I was cheering on Blitzen. I was too focused on Blitzen to
course.
pay attention to how the Comet's dominance there, right? But here's the other thing: I think Comet is the best leader who doesn't have like a partner. Like Dasher and Dancer, they're both big leaders, but they're like partners in crime. So they can't really lead the sleigh. Blitzen's good,
Yeah.
but Blitzen isn't really like a leader of the sleigh kind of thing. He's more of a supporting leader, right? So I could totally get behind Comet leading the list. It fully makes sense.
Here's where I think I cracked the code here. So you see, we got this Dasher Dancer at 2, right? Then you got Prancer right here, right behind Dancer, right? They got that twin telepathy, as we've talked about. They can converse right there. Like they know what they're doing. If they need to, like it's a darker night, something like that, they need to navigate. I think that's good range for them. And you got Blitzen over here to round out this. Like, this is the 5.
Yeah,
here.
that's the 5. The 5.
You got Blitzen over there who can, like, if he needs to help out up here, he can. But if he needs to drop back and do some strength stuff, he can definitely do that as well.
Exactly.
Donner and Vixen in the back, like I said, who have carried the most weight from the sleigh.
Put the two.
So I
Put the
got
two.
back there, like we said.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Cupid and Dolph are really just there for the ride. If you need to switch Dolph in at the beginning or like at a different time, you make a pit stop, put him up front, and if you put Dolph up front in a foggier night, here's the plan. I think you drop Prancer down to 4, and then you put Comet in 3 because or what you do, you put Dolph at 1, right?
Well, here's the thing. I think you should bring Blitzen back because Blitzen's got the more strength. So, it's just it would help out there.
I was gonna say like you could put, or if Comet can get tired sometimes. What you could do is you put Dolph at 1, you put Comet in 4, and then you could switch these two around. You could switch Dancer and Blitzen, so then you could get that twin stuff right there.
Yeah.
Blitzen gets a little more time up front, but you don't need to do that. You could just switch Dolph and Comet depending on how he's feeling.
Here's the other thing. How much time you think Santa's gonna have time? Like how many switches do you think Santa's gonna have time for here? Because like it's a pretty packed night. He's got to deliver presents all around the world within the span of 24 hours. It's really quick. So you think he's gonna have time? So how many switches do you think he's gonna have time? I mean, I guess it differs year to year because if he's like ahead of schedule, then you might have time for 2 or 3 switches. But if he's behind schedule, you might not even get to fit in 1.
3. At most 3 on a good night, you're getting 3.
Yeah.
On a bad night,
you might not even get
maybe 1.
You might not even.
I mean, it
get
depends.
One.
I think.
When you're going,
like, yeah, it's the thing. Sometimes you could be so ahead of schedule, and like, there's no weather things. Like, you don't even need Dolph to move at all. Like, this is what you can run with the whole night. Sometimes.
Right.
Well, exactly. That would be the ideal.
So that's what I think. I think that I've concocted the Ranger lineup.
I think I agree with you for the most part with it. There's a couple things that I would change up, but I think for the most part I agree with you. So I was very happy about these 2 segments that we had today. So it was wonderful, and thank you all for watching. Merry Christmas to everyone and happy holidays. Merry Christmas
from the HCast,
coming
from all 3/3 of the HCast, and Brandon,
and Charity and Brandon.
Charity and Brandon.
So thank you all for watching the HCast. Have a very Merry Christmas, and we'll see you all in the next episode.
Take it cheesy.
Take it cheesy.
He's joking, but check it. Son of a
Take it cheesy.